What's up, Clippers? Excited to know which stories made it to the headlines? Join us as we go over our top 3 stories this week. Despite elevated inflation remaining to be a growth risk, the Philippines is still projected to progress in the top 10% of the world's major economies for the next 15 years, according to a report by the Center for Economics and Business Research. The London-based consultancy said that the country is expected to be 22nd among 193 major economies by 2033. This is partly due to the improvement of infrastructure, which drives overall economic growth. High levels of infrastructure spending together with strong levels of domestic demand from the country are set to sustain annual growth of around 6.6% per year over the next 2 years, the report said. In the longer term, this also has the potential to unlock major productivity gains, fueling annual growth of close to 7%. Global debt watcher Fitch Ratings has maintained a BBB credit rating for the Philippines. This marks the country's economy as a stable investment opportunity for foreign creditors. According to an article by Business World, the organization emphasized the country's overall economic growth and rising infrastructure investments led by the state to propel expansion. The country's improved mutual relations with China is also expected to boost the local construction industry, since there is an expected increase of Chinese involvement in the road and railway sector. Another contributor to the country's economic growth and the analysts' optimism are the remittances from overseas Filipino workers, which grew by 8.7% to $2.474 billion in October of this year. The 2018 Metro Manila Film Festival has premiered on Christmas Day. And just like the mix of independent and mainstream entries this year, the festival also generated a mix of reception from the Pinoy audience. From the disqualification of Honor Thy Father in 2015, the infamous revamping of the festival in 2016, and the resignation of committee members in 2017, this year's MMFF did not escape debate. Top film critic Philbert D. expressed defeat and disappointment in a Twitter thread which explains why he chose to skip the festival this year. Expected to take the lead are comedy films Fantastica starring Vice Ganda, Ding Dong Dantes and Richard Gutierrez, and Jack and Popoy the Police Credibles starring Vic Soto, Coco Martin, and Maine Mendoza. In a CNN interview, MMFF spokesperson Noel Ferrer said that the film fest aims to net 1 billion pesos in revenues on its 44th year. Other films on this year's lineup are Aurora, The Girl in the Orange Dress, Marry, Marry Me, One Great Love, Autumn, and Rainbow Sunset. The festival will run from December 25 to January 7, 2019. Now that's a wrap for this week's top stories. Like and follow us on our social media sites, and do not forget to hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel. See you again next week for another round of Trending Clips.